Do we want to introduce it?
Hello.
No.
Oh, what are you saying, Tropical?
My bad.
Welcome to Aimless Podcast. Good job, guys.
Woo, synergy. We still got it. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. This episode's all about The Walking Dead and our experiences and exchanging and sharing them and just crying, laughing, and happily frolicking through the land of the South.
I'm not sure there was a lot of frolicking going on during that game at all.
I was going to say that this is the stuff, and I hope we all agree that it would be cool if we called these the stuff, because we always talk about stuff going down, and that's sort of our spoiler tag for the podcast. So now this is the stuff, like the stuff that happened. And
yeah,
so,
it's like stuff went down or stuff happens. Well, now we're going to talk about the stuff.
Exactly.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, chapter... Or what were you going to say, Tropical, before?
Oh yeah, so we're just discussing the technical difficulties that the game has had, and I've seen a lot of people saying that, oh, it shouldn't be Game of the Year because of technical difficulties.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know how bad they are in the downloadable version, but like I was saying, the retail version is pretty buggy to the point where it's like sometimes you have to because there's times where I had to hard reset my PS3 or something, so it's kind of a pain, especially since you have to start over from whatever
hard
checkpoint things. It's so it's this is just fantastic, guys. Way to screw that up. So that was not a pleasant experience at all.
It's funny because Gamer was saying how Telltale, they have a history of these types of problems. But I remember putting in, or just booting up the first episode that time and just thinking, this feels so much smoother than everything else they've made. Like Jurassic Park in the beginning was what the heck is going on? And Back to the Future is okay, that was a glitch. This one it was wow, everything seems to be running smoothly.
That's how they get you.
To be honest, I only encountered one glitch, when the entire 5 episodes, so I never got it that bad.
Yeah, when, I think it was when episode 2 came out, it wouldn't load, and that was the only problem.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, they had to patch it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying for my playthrough, I played on PC, and I basically just played from episode 1 to 5. I didn't have any issues. But when I wanted to go back to try and redo stuff or see what happened if I did different decisions and rewind, I couldn't go back to prior chapters, and the game would just hard freeze, and I can't go back and do anything unless it's chapter 5. So it's I'm just kind of stuck where I'm at in the game until season 2 comes out, and hopefully all my stuff carries over, because according to Gamer from my screenshots on my at the end, there's a bunch of stuff missing or just not there that should be there. So yeah.
But yeah, I think the technical issues are kind of a problem, because it's it kind of takes you out of the moment where you're doing something, and it's oh, there goes that whole sequence.
And I wonder if part of the divisiveness is that, because like Gamer was saying, we didn't really experience that many. So for me, it's those things were not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they don't figure at all into my experience with the game. It was just oh, I can't play this right now because it won't load, and waited a few hours, and now it loads. And yeah, wow, this is good.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you guys about that, because the retail version is pretty buggy, so I assumed that the downloaded one was buggy as well, but from what it sounds like the retail one got the short end of the stick on that one. So.
I think it's just worse because it's loading from a disc. It's just streaming from a disc. I think that's why there's pop.
So with the retail one, you don't have to install or anything like that?
I want to say there is an install, but I usually, anytime I boot up a game that I usually don't actually sit there and look at the game. So it's usually just on until I feel like turning to it. So if there was an install, I didn't see it. And
well, it's weird on the 360 version. You don't have the option to remember you could always install every disc on the 360. You don't have the option to when you're playing.
So it has to be streamed off the disc.
It has to be streamed, yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of weird.
That is weird.
You know, it pains me to say this, but I wish they used Unreal Engine 3.
Wow, that's a
Wow,
surprise,
that's
Gamer.
I was just
I
about to
must
say, coming from Gamer, that's like, wait a minute.
It's kind of, sort of like less jank than what they have now, so maybe later on.
Yeah, I think Unreal has improved a lot over the years. I mean, you definitely can make something that doesn't have pop-up.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
So this being, not really super complicated moving sets and stuff.
Yeah.
It could have
And plus,
benefited.
they have all the money in the world since they sold 8.5 million copies.
That's crazy.
They could at least hire some technical geniuses to program their tech. So
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, I hope the next one is just way smoother and none of this stuff.
Yeah, knowing that there's issues on the retail version, I can see why anybody would have any what? How is this game so behoven and gushed over?
It started to get to the point where I was starting to get kind of annoyed with the slowdown.
Wow.
And I was this got irritating. So that probably also the reason why I didn't like it as much as everyone else did too.
Yeah, I'm curious. Now after the fact, if thinking back, and if you can sort of eliminate those technical issues, was it as good as you kind of made it sound?
It's I don't know. For me, there are moments in the game where it's like, oh, this is a nice intense moment or whatever. But a lot of the times, I think it kind of fell flat for me with some of the characters and stuff. So I was just like, I mean, the game was, I guess it was decent to good for what it was, but I don't know if I'd necessarily be jumping on the Game of the Year bandwagon, even if all the technical issues weren't included in there. So I don't know. I mean, the game wasn't bad. I'm just saying it's not just wasn't awesome.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
To me, this game is if Heavy Rain and Mass Effect had a sweet love child, this would be the game. Because it's dialogue up the wazoo, decisions up the wazoo, people dying left and right, and then you have crazy, I could die any moment, I'm scared, hold me, ah! So yeah, just, delicious. And then the whole red herring of, oh, there's zombies in it, but it's not a zombie game. Just Heavy Rain was which one of us is the killer? Which one is the killer? It's never know until the end.
I think the thing with The Walking Dead, the series as a whole, not just the game, I think they were never really about the zombies themselves. It was more about
that's what I've heard.
how people just
the
react
human interaction in that
Yeah.
situation.
So it was kind of there were zombies in it, but they weren't the main focus. Where it's oh my god, there's zombies every 15 seconds. What are you gonna do?
I gotta
now?
say,
Oh.
this would totally be my most favorite zombie game of all time because there's no zombies in it. That's why. But they're there, but they're not.
I think that's another thing too, because there was a lot of zombie saturation for the past.
Oh, God.
Just, I think.
Yeah,
for
that's why I was
more,
so
for,
not
like,
looking
just
forward
for
to this game.
people
Like,
who are- Well, see, that's why I'm kind of glad I don't.
I had zombie fatigue for sure. I remember cursing zombies on the podcast over our top 3 worst
overrated
or-
ones. Yeah, I
or
think
most
because
saturated
I don't play a lot of. I don't think I played any shooters recently, so I kind of avoided the whole zombie thing. So that wasn't as much as an issue for me as it was for a lot of people who always complain. Because I always saw on Twitter and stuff, people were oh, here comes another zombie game. Oh, this has another zombie mode. So people were complaining about that. But thankfully, I was able to avoid that, so that didn't take away from my experience, at least.
And then the juxtaposition of that with even though it is a zombie game without zombies, the content and the story and the characters in it versus every other zombie game is just all the others are just a fart in the wind because it's just so high up there compared to everything else where it's just oh, zombie, shoot it.
Yeah, basically it's just point and kill instead of. Yeah.
It's Clementine, hold me. Let's make it through together. Yeah.
Man, yeah, I thought that was just so clever in the beginning where, if they had made Clementine just Lee's daughter, it would have been, I think it would have been harder for the audience in a way.
Oh,
where
man.
it's already, Lee and Clementine already have this relationship, whereas the way they did it, where Lee finds Clementine, It's just like you, the player, you find this girl, and then it's like your relationship that you're building with her.
I was actually going to make a comment about that because I know the idea was for you to like get this, I guess, build this like bond or whatever with the or Clementine or whatever. But I think the way it was done, it kind of like I didn't feel, I guess, that connection as much as I probably would have had she like been there from the beginning, kind of thing, instead of just stumbling on some girl and now she's like, up extra baggage during the apocalypse. I gotta deal with this.
Wow,
so,
RPG.
I know, I'm like a horrible person, but
I expected that actually, and right now I'm curious because I haven't played it in a while. But did the game give you, options to be like that? I mean, how did you play it? Did you play it as if, oh, she's extra baggage, so, when people asked and stuff, like, oh, she's just some girl I found, and you're just sort of trying to distance yourself from her? Could you do that?
I did that. Well, there's some like options in the beginning where you're like talking to certain characters because they usually like a lot of people always ask like, what's your relationship with this girl or whatever. And I was like, I'm like her babysitter or whatever. I never said she was like my daughter, I guess, until like much later on when somebody mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? She's here now. I'm stuck with her. So. Yeah, I guess so. Because her parents are probably dead, which was hilarious. Not for her, but still. Like,
yeah.
So, it's like, so yeah, funny story. Your parents are totally not alive. Because I heard
that was like the heart-wrenching part for me was like the whole like you have all these decisions that like you're juggling, and then like Clementine would always come in and be like, so, are we gonna go to the hotel where my parents are at? It's like, oh man, it's like you and Kenny are like hatching this plan. Let's get out alive, dude. And it's like Clementine's like, oh, but Lee, we got to go to the city to check on my parents. It's like, oh man, it's just like it ate at me. It ate me alive.
There were some times where I ended up like yelling at her because of that, because I was like, okay, how about we stop asking questions, because right now, kind of busy. Well, it's like, because she always keeps, it's like, I don't know, she just always seems like she's always in your face, and it's like, hey, trying to keep you alive here, how about you sit your ass down and let me go do this? So it's like, I don't know, but... Clementine, seriously. It's funny because I ended up liking the other kid that was in there more than I did her. Yeah, I was like, which is weird because I was like, I'm not sure that's supposed to be how this works, so this is awkward. Even more so when he was like, yeah, I want to be your Robin. I was like, oh, you're so adorable.
That was one of my most favorite parts. It's like, Doug thinks you're super awesome. It's like, oh yeah, if every NPC in every game of all time thought this, I would high-five them like I'm doing right now.
When I saw that, I was like, well, I think Duck's about to die.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's what they do. It's like, oh, let's give a good scene with these characters, and then kill them.
Oh, it was like, suddenly talking to Duck a lot. Oh man, I think he's about to die.
That's never a good sign, because that's how I knew that one guy was going to die in a TV show. I was like, oh, you have lines now? You're totally going to die in the end of this show. So, yeah.
Oh, that woman's about to jump my bones. Oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wait.
RPG, did you choose the chick or the guy? I forget their names.
Carly or Doug?
In the store.
What are their names?
Carly or Doug?
Doug.
Oh, I chose Carly because she had a gun. I felt like Doug would be of no use to me.
So none of us chose Doug?
We all choose Carly. Wait, Gamer, why did you choose Carly?
Because she had a gun.
Okay.
Well, it said something about she had a good shot, so I was like, yep, she's on the team.
Everyone chose Carly. At that moment, it's like, well, if I save Carly, maybe she can shoot the zombie and then save Doug. It's like, oh,
yeah, that was my exact thinking, too, because I was like, well, she has a gun, so she could help me save the other guy, right? But no, he got eaten, so I was like, well, it sucks to be you. Well, you outlived your usefulness anyway, so... I mean, when you think about it, he already programmed the remote. How many other TVs are we going to run into in this adventure?
Well, it's funny, though, because, if you're going at it from such a utilitarian perspective, didn't it bother you that Carly could not figure out why the radio couldn't work?
Oh, I just assumed she was an idiot. I was like, yeah.
So, idiot is trumped by having a gun.
Yes.
This is the apocalypse.
Because you don't have to be smart kill.
I'd rather have a tank than a healer in that situation. Just
it's
saying.
like when it comes down to it, if you're getting swarmed by zombies, pointing your remote at it isn't going to help. Pointing your gun at its head, on the other hand, it's going to be a lot more useful. So I was like, yeah. So, and besides, the media was probably going to go down anyway, so how useful was a radio going to be in that situation anyway? So, no.
And from a physiological perspective, he's kind of on the fat side, so, dead weight, he'll slow you down if you're running, and, that's never a good thing.
Doug just had a lot of things going against him in that situation that just didn't make him a good choice. I was just like, I'm sorry.
I was kind of a looker, and I was like, hey.
Like, you have no weapons, you have no more useful skills.
You said he was a fat dude, but, Carly actually was attracted to him, so that was kind of weird.
That was after the fact.
Yeah, that was after the fact, but she's like, I had a thing for him. Like, oh,
like,
that was
you should have thought about that before he got eaten, because he's dead now. So, yeah.
So did none of
say what I was thinking.
did none of you go back and try to save Doug and see what happens to Carly?
Not yet, since my game's not working.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think my brother did, and he was just like, "Oh, it's not as interesting." Because, he didn't describe the scene, but he was just like, the same thing happens, and so, which is Doug gets shot, but it's different. Doug, I think he tries to protect Ben. Whereas in the Carly version, Lee just shoots Carly just out of the blue.
But we'll get to that when we get to that episode, I guess.
Oh, we want to go in order?
Might as well. It would make more sense if we do it based on...
Yeah, we totally, skipped over the whole, Duck or the son of the farmer dude.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it did start with the whole saving Clementine and then getting to the farm place. So let's do that then. Let's start our...
Did everyone leave at night, or did they go in the daytime?
I went in the daytime.
Oh my god.
Daytime?
I went as soon as we found them. I wasn't waiting. I was like, listen, we're not about to get killed. I'll leave you here. So, we're not playing this game.
For some reason, I decided to wait until night, and in that situation, the guy that was with Sean dies. He just arrives as a zombie.
Interesting.
And instead of... what was his name? It's like... Carter or something? I don't know, but yeah. Or Chet. That's his name. Chet doesn't make it if you leave at night.
Why would you even think it was a good idea to leave at night anyway?
Wait,
no,
is that the farmer's son?
No, the farmer's son is Sean.
That's Sean.
Right? But he was with his friend Chet in the daytime scene.
Yeah.
But then if you leave at night, you go out and you see Sean with a cop, and then Chet arrives as a zombie. And then you guys drive off in the patrol car and get back to the farm.
Oh. Yeah, I love that in the daytime. I figured it wouldn't make any sense to wait around, and at night you have less visibility, so you wouldn't be able to see something hopping up on you or something. I was like, I don't want to take that chance.
So. Yeah, I can't remember what I was thinking. It was like, maybe we can stealth our way out if it's dark or something. I don't know.
Way out.
I had the complete opposite thought, Tropical. It's like, to me, it's like daytime equals safety, nighttime, I'm scared. Yeah.
If anything, zombies are going to stealth you at night. So
I was like, but they're not vampires, so maybe the night is safer.
I
don't exactly have cat or owl visions where I can see in the dark, so yeah. Someone could just walk into me and be like, nom, 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 nom. I'm like, no! So yeah.
I didn't want to take that chance. I was like, listen, let's just get out of here as soon as possible.
The cop had a gun. Never mind. Anyway. The next
but did
thing
he
was...
survive enough for that to be of any use?
He did.
Did he?
He got us to the farm. Shoot anyone for us to get there, but we got to the farm.
Well, then, I still got to the farm without him, so...
I guess sort of a brief explanation why we do these and don't just go back and play them over and over again. Although, it looks like Tekken, you're going to, right?
I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my playthrough. If I can ever go back and play it again, I will, but I'm fine if I can't. So.
Yeah, for me, it's just it's interesting to think of the other possibility as sort of alternate realities. Like, my reality is the one that I played, and then the other ones, I understand that those possibilities exist, but, if I play them myself, it feels... I think it cheapens the experience almost.
Yeah, because it's almost like, well, it like takes away from it a little bit, because like, well, now this is happening instead of what actually happened. So
it also, like, in this instance, is like I'll relate it to Heavy Rain, where it's like every decision has like that much more weight, because you can't just go back and be like, all right, let me do that again, or do over, not
basically,
too much.
it's like rewind. I wanna take that back.
Or like in the case of this game, see, like, everyone makes it to the farm regardless of which one you choose. Yeah. And so, like, if you go and try both of them and say, oh, the same stuff happens, then it's like, well, this is not as special as I once believed. It's not as special as it felt when I was playing it. Yeah. So anyway, aside, I think the next thing was like, or how did you respond to people's questions? Were you honest with them about Clementine and who you were, or did you what was the next part?
I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so cool, like, what they did with Lee. It was like you didn't know about him, so until like he starts like having options and dialogue of like the like actual truth, I was just like, I was being as truthful as I could because I didn't know what the situation was.
Yeah, there was
like,
that too. I was trying to figure out, I was like, well, I'm not completely sure myself, so just gonna tell you what I think might be. I mean, I lied mostly because I was like, I'm not even sure. So I was telling people that I was just babysitting Clementine, and I kind of glossed over the fact that I was in a police car before this all started and all that stuff. I was like, I'm totally not a criminal at all.
Why? But you waited to pay attention to the opening scene.
Well, I paid attention to it. I just wasn't telling people who were like asking me what I was doing before I picked her up. I wasn't like, so I was in the back of a police car and possibly wanted for murder. Yeah. So for about dinner tonight, it's like, I don't know, because I just think, because it's like, it's one of those moments where it's like you don't want to necessarily bite the hand that feeds you so early, because it's like, well, these people don't know me. If I tell them I'm a murderer, they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't want you here. And the next thing you know,
it kind of coy.
Yeah, kind of just avoided any direct answers or anything. I was like,
it's like, whatever they don't know won't hurt them, so let's pick it up.
Yeah, it's like, it's like going to college. Like, no one knows me. I can do whatever I want. But then, I did lie.
Like
then I saw that prompt. He knows you lied.
He'll notice you lied.
He knows you lied. I'm like, you know what? I'm not lying anymore. I'm going honest.
Yeah, like that. Oh man, I love that.
Just totally flipped my mind. Where I was like, I don't want to lie.
Were crazy how they affected people.
Yeah, like those prompts of like, this person will remember this, or this person notices this. It's like that made me be like, just like from that moment on, I was like completely truthful, like with everybody about like stuff going down.
I don't think I got any prompts like that.
I don't think I liked Herschel.
There's an option to turn it off.
That's
yeah. There's an option.
Wow.
So I was gonna be truthful anyway, but like after that, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna because like it could. Cause I was thinking later on, could this like affect something? So I was like, I'm just gonna be truthful now.
Because I mean, he did.
Had I like not had the prompts on, that'd probably be like different. So that's interesting.
Because I mean, he did like later on in the conversation, he was like, yeah, you might want to become a better liar or something. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I was just telling you what I think is true. So I wasn't lying.
I don't know if this is correct. Like, I think he brings up, you don't really look like your daughter there or something. I don't know. I think he brings something up like she doesn't really know you or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
I forgot. But
I was like, well, like I said, I told him I was her babysitter anyway. So either way, no matter what you told me, it was a lie. So it wasn't really like, it's like, I don't know who this girl is. I just found her. So. Yeah.
And then that's when you meet Glenn. And then for some reason you have to go to the, what is this? Convenience store?
You don't meet
Wait.
Well, no, first it was, first you meet Kenny and his family, Kadaj and Duck. And, this, I think we can just sort of say generally Tekken, you and Gamer were both mostly honest.
Yeah. Right after that, yeah.
And RPG was honest about some things.
I just want to say,
I don't know if I'm a murderer, so yeah, I don't know. I wasn't going to jail.
Basically, I was like, "That does he really need to know that?" So I was like, oh. It's like, I fell out of a car. So, yeah, that happened.
Okay, yeah. So from then on, I think we should just do the events. The next event was zombies attack while you're fixing the fence. Sean and Duck are both in danger. Who did you choose to save?
I tried to save Sean, or at least I attempted to, because I tried to push the tractor off of him or whatever, and Kenny was being all useless, and I was like, way to be, Kenny. So
just ran in, grabbed Duck.
See,
yeah,
this one made me...
Because initially, I was like, okay, when I first met Kenny and his family, I was like, God, this kid is an idiot. So I wasn't even, thinking about it until after the fact, and I was like, oh, he's a little off, so he might not be useful in the future at all. So I mean, that was pretty much my going. God, I sound so horrible now. But yeah, that was pretty much like my rationale, and I was like, okay, this Sean kid might actually, be useful. So I don't give two shites about this Duck kid. But then this Kenny just comes and grabs him. I'm like, okay, well, you got your son, so maybe you can help me, But he was like, yeah, no. It's like, way to be, guy. Way to be. Is there even a way to save Sean? Or
no?
He just...
No.
Oh, okay.
In the comic, when you meet him, he's a zombie.
Oh. Well then.
So it's like, it was predetermined.
I see.
Yeah, for me, it was like, okay, before you get the decision, the cutscene triggers, and the thing that they were, whatever, the tractor or whatever, had ran over dude's leg, Sean's leg, it's broken in two places. So I'm like, dude's foobarred, he ain't being on my team in a zombie apocalypse. Let's save the kid. Women and children first. I can look good and be a good guy at the same time. Points for taken, right? Right? And then dude is all like, you didn't save my son. Get the F out. I was like, oh, dang. I'm sorry.
Although you end up leaving the farm regardless of whether or not you tried to save him. Herschel just doesn't hate you when you So, yeah.
I was like, dude, his leg is effed. So, yeah, he's dead weight. Liability, not on Tekken's team, F him.
Well,
Save
see, that's the thing, too, because in either situation, it's like, Duck didn't seem all that useful, and this guy, he has a broken leg, so I was like, well, I'm on this guy's farm, so it'd probably look better if I saved his son, so, I was like...
The Fubar one for the uselessness. Well, the Fubar one can be a token, so...
Yeah, it's like, at least make me look good. It's like, oh, let me push this tractor off of you. Oh, no, the zombies got you. Darn. So, what's for dinner?
He's like something RPG.
Sorry, I tried.
It's like, you saw how heavy that was. We were all there. So. Yeah.
Actually,
I made a lot of good decisions during this apocalypse.
Not really answering any of the episode 1 ones, because I think the save file I actually played was my wife's. Oh. So there was some confusion later on where Kenny would say something, oh, you didn't stand up for Duck, or you didn't help Duck, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I did. And I was like, oh, this isn't my save file.
Wait, your wife didn't? Man, she's cruel.
Yeah, I guess she went for Sean, and then later...
See, your wife's smart.
But yeah, she didn't go for Duck either.
It's like, we don't need this idiot. Save the other guy.
I just saved Duck because I was like, this is a good lesson for Duck, because don't be an idiot, no one's going to get killed.
I think it would have been a better lesson if you would have gotten eaten, because well, you live and you learn, and now you're going to be a zombie soon. So, but yeah.
To me, it's funny, because before that happened, he's all playing with the controls, and I'm like, this is not a good idea.
And there was that too. It's like, what?
And then it happens, I'm like, yeah. Well, sorry, dude, your leg's left, and I'm not going to save you, because you're dead weight now.
This this moment also partially made me not like Kenny either, because he kind of just like stands there and looks at me, and then he's like, I'm like, are you serious? Are you being serious right now?
Well,
I got mine.
Because I was like, you just wait. The second you need my help, I am so gonna leave you to die. So that kind of.
It's like with Kenny, it's a reoccurring theme though with him.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I was like, how am I still allowing you to live? So I was not amused by him over the course of this game at all.
Yeah, he got pretty difficult to live with.
Yeah, because even later, when they were like asking, I guess we'll talk about it when we get there, when they were like, who would you give Clementine to? I was like, well, the sure as hell won't be Kenny. So.
Yeah, he's all depressed and shit. Fuck him. Yeah.
So then, let's see. Herschel, no matter what, kicks you off the farm. You end up in Macon, which is Lee's hometown.
He kicks you if you say he tells Kenny to leave, and Kenny's just like, well, you can come with me if you. So that's how you end up. He just tried to save his son. So.
Come on with us, and then so you end up in Macon, and obviously it's overrun with zombies, and Duck gets attacked or something. And it's not clear whether he was bit or not. And then you get in, it's like some other survivors there help you.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. It's like you go from like dealing with the undead to the alive, and like the human people are worse than the walkers. It's like, holy crap, we just went from like out of the frying pan into the fire. That was crazy.
Yeah. So at this point, the survivors who saved you are sort of like, oh man, they're weary. They're like, oh, Duck's been, the kid's been bit. We gotta put him down. And then obviously Kenny defends his son. And so the next thing you had to choose was, do you side with Kenny or did you side with the survivors?
I sided with Kenny because it wasn't clear if he was bitten or not. And I was like, if he does turn, we can take him. I haven't seen one of these child size, but I think we can take him. He turns, and I'm not the one holding him, so he ain't gonna bat me. So sorry, Kaja. I was sticking to my When Children First theme still. So yeah, just saying.
I was kind of iffy on this because I was like, well, because this is still after the point where I still thought Duck was kind of useless anyway. I was like, well, truth be told, we could totally sacrifice him if we wanted him to. But and I was like, okay, I want to give Kenny another chance. I'll try to, because I mean it is his kid. So I was like, you know what? Let's not kill the kid for now. But next time, Kenny, me and you, it's not gonna happen again. So I kind of tried to defend him for a second. I was gonna fight that Larry guy, and it was like, yeah, because he's an angry guy.
Yeah, Larry's an ass. What the hell?
Old Larry and daughter Lily are both angry people.
Yeah, I was like, whew, this guy, and it's even worse because he has like a heart condition. So I was like, well, that's a ticking time bomb. Good job, you.
He's not on my team.
Yep.
Wow.
I was like, oh, he needs medication.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem later, isn't it? So, although
-1 to him.
Yeah, so I was like, so it really, because once you like go around to meet the survivors, I was like, well, nobody here really seems
useful.
So I was like, it's like the only reason why anybody's useful is because Carly has a gun. You're about the only useful person here, and you don't even know how to use batteries.
Myself.
So it's like I'm like, so at this point, I'm like, you know what, Clementine, we're like better off on our own. We should just, take our chances with the zombies outside. But it's like, I don't know, because everybody just seemed so not great at all, except for, I guess, because Glenn was there, right? So I was like, well, he's in the show, so he must get useful eventually, right? So I was like, this is going to be a rough survival group, because everyone sucks except me. So I'll see what I can do, I guess. So
awesome.
I think you should like make a T-shirt of that.
What?
Everyone sucks in the survival group. That's like RPG Zombie Apocalypse motto.
Wow.
Just like that one time we left behind in Aliens Form, RPG.
Jerks. Yeah. Better hope we never.
I'm the only one here. Come back and save me.
Better hope we never just stuck together during a zombie apocalypse. I'm starting to sacrifice everybody. Like, oh no, he fell off those stairs. Darn. Oh well, close down the rest of the zombies. Let's go, guys.
Gamer, I'm assuming you went for Duck's side?
I argued that he was bitten for some reason.
Oh, really?
I'm looking at my previous choices. Like it says, you argued that he was bitten back in Macon. I was like,
Wow.
And I think I was going in like the gray area where it's like, I know he might be bitten, and that's a bad thing, but we can't kill him, so I'm in the middle. But the game chose for me, so. So Kenny's like,
oh yeah, he's bitten.
Kenny's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, Lee. You didn't go for my son. It's like, whatever.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, he's covered in blood. And this episode was before I found out in the show that it doesn't matter if they're bitten or not. It's like they're gonna turn anyway.
Yeah.
So
they talk about it in the game. That's where I learned that. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
when you meet
this first episode, it's like I was still unclear on the rules of the universe, whatever. So
yeah, because I think.
But he wasn't dying, Gamer. He was just like attacked.
But he was all like down and shit. I was like, oh man, he looks messed up. He looks like he's gonna turn.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he just like suffocate or something like magically?
He's covered in blood, dude. It's like
he was not.
Yes, he
Whatever.
was.
I played again.
Yeah. But I sided with Larry for some reason.
Wow.
I think it just seemed logical at the time.
Play it safe.
Yeah, play.
Yeah, because he's the big angry guy.
Plus, he was shouting, and audio is not good for zombies, so.
I actually think I chose the opposite.
I quiet him down.
I was like, listen, we're gonna have to just fight because I'm not with you guys, so we could just do this. But then everybody's like, calm down. I was like, yeah, you got lucky. So, I was like, I'm about tired of you.
Awesome. Let's see, what happened next?
Well, you have to.
Did you have to go with Glenn or something?
Yeah, I think the other things were just it was like puzzle stuff. So there was a few things like, I don't think anyone would remember these things. Like, who did you give nutritional bars to?
I didn't give
like,
anybody any. I kept them all for myself.
You kept them all?
I did. Does it even matter?
No.
I don't know, because like when you give other people food, it says that you gave Clementine food, or you gave this person food, and it's like, huh, do these things matter later? It's like, I don't know, but it looks like it's recording it.
Yeah.
Well, I was keeping it in Tekken's food bank jacket in case anybody needed some, and I still had any.
And not sharing with the rest of the class. I gave some to the kids because I was like, well, they're smaller, they need food. Everybody else can starve for all I care. So it's like I'll give it to the kids. You can all have a little candy bar. So that's about it. Everybody else, I was just like, screw that. Because especially the angry guys, like, yeah, you know what? You can starve and have a heart attack. Being me. So he got nothing.
Wait, I think I gave it to him because was he diabetic?
He was having an issue with his heart.
Oh, okay.
He had to go find the medication or whatever.
Maybe I just gave it to the kids and Carly. Carly.
And Carly. I figured like Doug has sort of energy stores on him.
Yeah. Then there's that.
And Kenny seems like a tough guy, and he's like, he's not gonna take my food. He's gonna be like, what? I get my own food.
I also didn't want to feed Kenny because he's a jerk.
Well, I feel bad because I'm the only one that kept all the food. Whatever.
You should feel bad, Tekken.
Hey, dude. Survival of the fittest.
At least I fed the children. Gosh.
They are the future.
Not if they die and get eaten.
Well, not in the zombie apocalypse they aren't, but...
Anyway, let's see. There was like a few puzzles and things that you had to do, and then crap, what's his name? Glenn. Glenn calls and he's like, oh, he needs help. He's found a survivor at a hotel, and she locked herself up in a room. And then you go and do some stuff there, and then she comes out and it's revealed that she's been bitten, and she sees that you have a gun because Carly is with you, and she's like, "Oh, give me the gun. I just want to end it." And you had to decide whether or not to give her the gun.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hell no.
Hell, yeah, I was
Give her a gun.
like, I don't know you. I'm not giving you a gun. And you already crazy? Yeah, there's no way. Because
you don't give crazy people guns.
So basically, I was like, I'm sorry. I can give her this gun and she can kill all of us. Because she's like, oh, there's no hope in the world left anyway. Let me kill everybody.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, the hell.
I was like, she's going to be like, there's no living. I'm going to kill you too. And you ain't getting the gun, lady.
I think when the option came up, I was like, yeah, Carly can shoot you if that's what you want. But I'm not giving you the gun. It's not happening. So
like,
I also did it for like humanitarian reasons. I was like, whoa, lady, whoa, like suicide. I know this is zombie apocalypse, but I'm not gonna let you do that to yourself and stuff.
Oh, I didn't care if she wanted to kill herself. I just didn't want her to kill herself. I was like, listen, you do what you got to do, but we're not giving you the gun, lady. It's not happening.
So how did it end up for you?
She took the gun.
She actually she like attacks you, and then she gets the gun anyway, and she shoots herself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, so she really was gonna kill herself. Although when it came, I was like, okay, I'm about to grab somebody and put them in front of me because there's no way in hell I'm about to get shot because you idiots can't hold onto a gun. So. But yeah,
it's like cool. What happens is like the railing you're on like the deck is like loose, and she lunges at you. Everybody falls down. She comes up with the gun, and then you're like, "Holy crap! What she's gonna do?"
Like, be cool, man. Be cool. And she's like,
right.
It's like, oh crap! Either somebody's gonna get shot here, but then she actually ends up turning it on herself, or she just kills herself. So it's like, oh, well.
The crisis averted. She did it.
I know, yes. Basically, it's like, well, this worked out, I guess. So, team. Yeah. So, it's like, now let us never speak of this again. Yeah.
Man, gamer, same thing?
Yeah, I didn't give her the gun.
Oh, yeah?
Wait, you gave it to her?
No, I didn't give her the gun.
No, I'm talking about Tropical, because he's saying like...
No, I shot her.
Wow.
Well, she was bit. Right? She was bit.
Yeah,
so.
and she wanted to die, and it's like, well, I'm not going to let you kill yourself, but if you really want to die, like, yeah, I'll... And, at this point, you kind of know that you have killed people, so it's like, whatever.
No, you do not. You don't yet. No.
Okay. Maybe it was I don't know. I forget what I was thinking, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll take care of it. Give me the gun, Carly, and then...
Was there an option for that? Because
there was.
I just remember saying like, yeah, Carly can shoot you, but I didn't like do it myself because I was just like,
I'm not a killer, so I'm not gonna do it.
I would
take a living person's life, Tropical.
Because I think that's the time when she tackled you, though.
What sort of life would she have?
A very short one. Then she would be a zombie, and then you can kill her.
And then he was like, no, we can save her. I was like, no, we can't. We can kill her, and we can save ourselves, but we're not saving her, because she's crazy, and she's bitten. There's no way in hell, Glenn. No. You sit in the corner. We're going to handle this. Because, seriously, this guy's going to get us all killed. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you're trying to get her, she's inside that room, but she's like, don't come inside, and you're like, why is she saying that? And then you find out, oh.
And that's the thing, I was like, she already didn't want to come out. I was like, so let's just leave, because it's like we're really just wasting time she clearly doesn't want to come out, and Glenn's always like, but we gotta save her. I was like, oh my god, can we shoot this guy? Because seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because... she had already made preparations not to harm anyone, and then she saw this other way out, and it's, I don't know.
Rationalize all you want, Tropical.
As a mercy killing.
Don't try to.
It was a mercy killing.
It was a mercy killing.
It wasn't my fault at all.
She wanted it. She did.
Note to self: kill trial first.
I believe she was grateful.
That's it.
Oh, you can really tell when she's dead, Tropical.
No,
yeah.
like before.
Did her blood spill out "thank you" in her or something when it was leaking on the floor? Because I missed that when that happened.
Anyway. Either way, she dies.
Yeah.
You see how the outcome doesn't matter as much? Anyway.
Trying to rationalize it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the outcome doesn't matter. Like, either way she died, and yet it's so different because I shot her and the rest of you had a thing happen and she shot herself. Something that you all tried to avoid.
Well, I didn't. Yeah. I just tried to avoid having her have the gun. Yeah. I didn't say she should shoot herself.
Yeah, if you avoided her having the gun, then clearly she couldn't have shot herself.
Well, one of us was going to do it. That's
maybe motivation was different.
Like, my thing is, I was going to have her dead either way, but I didn't do it.
RPG, yeah, we're not the same there.
I wasn't trying to save her. I just didn't want her to have my gun. So I was just like, one of us can shoot you, but we're not giving you our gun. This is not going to happen. So, yeah.
So, next.
Yeah. Murder. So anywho, you get back.
Yeah, and you get back. And it gets bad after you get the medicine, and the zombies are like, oh, dude, there's people in there, and they come to kill you all, and...
Well, they don't do that until after you, like...
Yeah, get the key.
Try to get the key, though, so...
And that's when you know that it's your brother.
Mm. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I killed him.
And it was... Did you guys know that the pharmacy was your family pharmacy?
I figured it out from...
Yeah, that's what I said. In all the context, it kind of... It essentially tells you that it is, because he like picks up the picture and everything, and it's like...
Yeah, then he rips it off.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, these people are black too. They must be related. The basic reasoning, but
black people think like that too.
Yes, they. But no, but seriously though, he was because like in some of the conversations, whenever you talk to other people, he'll like mention like, oh, I knew the people who own this farm, and like that. So so he kind of like hinted at him
or something.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't 100% certain. And, I guess it took me longer to put the pieces together, and it's like, oh, it's his brother. It's like, those were his parents.
Yeah, because some of the...
I think also, after you choose some of the dialogue or whatever, or when you're looking over and you're investigating, and you see the cane, he's like, yeah, it was Dad being a hero or something like that. So, yeah.
I think, because even, like, some of the characters, like, if you talk to them about it, they'll be like, oh, yeah, this was so-and-so's pharmacy, because they'll say, like, their last name or whatever. I was like, isn't that the same, my name, too? So you kind of, like, piece it together that it's like, oh, yeah, this is his family pharmacy thing or something. So that didn't stop me from killing his brother, but...
This is the same time where Carly goes up to you and says she knows who you are, right?
Oh, yeah.
She says, oh, yeah, it was... Because she's a reporter, right?
Yeah.
And so she remembers the news, and she knows who you are, and... Well, I guess it's worth going back to it, where... Were you honest with these people as well? As much as you could at this point? Or...
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
I'm a killer.
What? I don't think they let you say you're a killer.
She asked you, are you going to tell them...
she asked if
your past
or anybody else or something like that, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Oh no, these people can't trust them. They can't trust me. Everybody can't trust anybody, so we're all going to be a bunch of liars. So that's pretty much how that happened. And
well, Captain Paranoia in the corner.
Yeah. Well, we saw how paranoia works in this game because I'm going straight crazy. So. But yeah, I didn't tell anybody. I was like, only people are gonna know are just who happens to know, because I'm not telling anybody. So that happened.
At this part, Clementine also overhears this conversation, and did that change the way that did you behave towards her? Like, did you tell her that you were like about your past and things like that?
Yeah.
Nope.
I did.
I told her maybe later. Let's try to not die right now. Sorry about that. Because it's one of those things though. Because it's like, does she really need to know something like this? Because I mean, she's already with some stranger she doesn't even know. Last thing she needs to know is that this stranger is a murderer too. And it's like, well, so this is awkward. So I killed people. Let's get you another protein bar.
Okay, so well at this point, yeah, the attack happens, and we already know all of us chose Carly, so
Yes.
we haven't really seen what happens.
Wait.
Well, we know what happens to Doug. He dies.
Yeah, I was about to say he gets eaten. So there's that. And then good old Larry tries to kill you.
I know, right? That was
I
crazy.
was like, really? Really? You just wait. But yeah, 'cause he like punches you when you're trying to go through the door, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell, sir?" So, because I was like,
And I was like, oh,
basically-
hell no.
I first got the chance to talk to him. I was like, "What? You done lost your damn mind?" So, yeah. But then he was like, "Well," but then when he like was telling his reasoning behind it, I was like, "Well, I can somewhat see that," because apparently he I guess he had like an idea of who Lee was anyway.
Yeah.
So he was trying to make sure like Clementine was saved, because he was like, I don't want her like running around with a murder or whatever. And he's like, well, if anything happens to this little girl, I'll kill you myself. And I was like, well, excuse me. So, but at least you know that he was looking out for her. So I was like, well, I can kind of see where he's coming from there. I mean, I wouldn't want to die, but still, it's like, hey, thanks. At least he's like looking out for Clementine, I guess. So.
And for me, it's like the conversation he had was basically like he knew about Lee's past, and he was like threatening him like with information like, if you do anything to threaten me or my daughter, I will tell everybody about like you and what you've done. I was like, oh dang.
Yeah, that's how
So basically, just like changed the dynamic like right there of how I handled like every situation going forward, because I didn't want to piss him off, because I was basically being the mysterious black guy with the Asian child that nobody knew about. Cause
Yeah.
I tell them the truth if they asked, but until then they don't need to know. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because at this point you like moved to the motel or whatever. So the
Yeah.
motel where you saved or not saved that one lady, but
Where I shot that girl.
yeah, I'm gonna say we're talking shot that girl. So yeah. So they start to hold up in there, and now everybody's all like, okay, we can hold out here for a while, just chill.
This looks like a good place to set up camp.
Yeah.
Wait, is it confirmed Clementine's Asian?
I don't know.
I thought
Yeah,
she was
when
like-
you,
I
when
thought
you
she was
said that, I was
mixed.
like, I didn't know.
I thought she was like Asian and black.
Yeah, she looked like she might have been mixed or something. I don't know. I just knew
It's
she
weird
wasn't my
because
child.
when you see pictures of her parents, it's like, is she adopted? 'Cause she doesn't look like them. And I was like, I was never like clear on her ethnicity. And I was like, well, she looks Asian to me, so whatever.
I thought by going by the hair, because she seemed like she had like black hair, but I don't know. It's unclear. For me, it doesn't matter, so I kind of care. She's cute. Cute kid. I wish I had a daughter just like her.
Kid.
Oh. But then, then at this point, you had already met like some new guy too, or something. Once we moved to the motel.
Episode 2.
No, it's episode 2, yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
gotcha.
Yeah, that's weird.
Episode 1.
Wait. So before we do anything, episode 2, we should like finish episode 1 and then like take a break, because we're almost at an hour, and then come back to episode 2.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, episode 1 ends. You're at the hotel.
Episode 1 did. Yeah, I think it ends like right after that.
All right.
There should have been some... Yeah, maybe it was like that.
Well, it's like the last question is like, are we safe here? It's like, then you have to choose, maybe. I don't know. It was like a weird question. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't
I don't
remember.
know.
Yeah, so far long ago. Jeez.
And there's the preview on the next episode of The Walking Dead. So yeah, part 2 of the stuff. After this, we'll be talking about craziness in episode 2. Stuff goes down. And we'll be back to talk about the stuff after this.